Alright, I gotta go on a little bit of a rant about the economy here, because it's getting kind of ridiculous out here. This is the first time in quite a while where I'm not gonna make rent on time this month, and I'll try to just message my landlord and let them know, and I'll try to pay half of it right now and the other half in a few days or something. I'm trying to make this turn here. Try to do something like that. I at least have a pretty good relationship with them, so they're pretty lenient with me, at least. My car got stolen like 2 years ago, and it kind of screwed my finances up, and it took me forever to start recovering from that. Even then, I barely recovered from it, obviously, because otherwise I wouldn't be in this situation. But, I don't know. It's just getting kind of fucking nuts. Like, I don't live in, like, some nice area. There's this guy named Jack Morgan who he describes where he lives as bed adjacent, which I guess you can kind of call this place that, too. You got all the homeless people all over the place and nodding off and doing fentanyl. Which, I mean, the homeless population, that's gone through the roof as well. I've noticed that over the last few years. There's always been homeless people around here, but there's so much more of them now. Like, and you can tell it's not people that are, like, doing drugs and stuff like that. It's just normal people who couldn't keep up with inflation and things getting expensive. Like, my rent is $15.50 a month, right? And that's just for the rent, and then with the utilities and the phone bill and the internet bill and all that stuff, that it all ultimately comes out to like $2,000 a month just for that part of the cost of living. And then as far as groceries go, it's not like I don't eat like super fancy food or anything like that. I basically just eat to feed a couple of TV dinners, stuff like that, like the cheapest stuff that I can find. And even then, I'm pretty sure my food bill comes out to like 500 and something bucks a month, which is crazy to me. And then you got gas, which that's up to like $5 a gallon again here now, which is really surprising to me because this is an election year, right? Usually they try to like keep the prices a little lower because they want to make the guy that's in office look better and stuff, but they can't even do that this year, it seems. You know, like, things just keep going up further in price, and I feel like it's kind of pricing everyone out. It's definitely starting to price me out, and I don't know. I was thinking like, yeah, maybe I should just try to find a better job, so then I started trying to do that, and everywhere says that they're urgently hiring, right? Oh, we're all urgently hiring, but then when you apply to them, you don't hear back. So then you call them up and say, hey, I sent you guys an application. Were you guys able to check it out? Oh yeah, we'll get back to that soon. And you call them again like a week later. They still, you know, none of them ever call you back. And if they do, then like, I don't know, you get the interview set up and stuff, right? And then you do the interview and it seems like it went pretty well. And then you just never hear from them again. Like, sometimes, I was talking to my friend about that this morning. She was saying the same thing. Like, she applies to like hundreds of different companies and finally lands an interview with one of them. And she's like, yeah, it was going super well. They liked me a lot. And like, the interviewer was having a good time. And then just nothing happened after that. It's, I don't know, man. Like, getting a job is damn near impossible these days. My mom, for that matter, too, still can't get a job. She got laid off a few years ago and hasn't been able to get a job since then. It's not because she hasn't been applying. She definitely has. She's been applying to hundreds upon hundreds of companies and just nothing happens. It's ridiculous. So, employment's really hard to find, and prices just keep going up. And then, I don't know, the homeless population starts increasing as well. I mean, I've definitely seen that. I'm sure, I don't know how many people are even going to watch this, but I'm sure you guys have noticed similar things with wherever you're living too. looked at how much people are using credit cards and stuff like that, now I'm always hearing about people who are, they're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, they're living credit card to credit card, right? So like, eventually you're not going to be able to get another credit card because the creditors, they're going to be like, dude, you maxed out like 6 other credit cards, we're not going to give you another one, you know? And then people are going to have to give all that money back. Like, I guess you could say they could file for bankruptcy or something, but if all of these people with the $1.2 trillion worth of credit card debt collectively, if everyone just files for bankruptcy, can't speak. If everyone files for bankruptcy at the same time, what's that gonna do? You know? Are all those banks just gonna collapse? Like, that's a lot of money on the line right there. And apparently that's the only way people can even get by it all these days. Like, I don't know, man. And then you got the unemployment numbers, right? I don't know how exactly they track that, but I know it's not actually like, do you have a job? No. Okay, you're unemployed. All right, you count towards the unemployment number. It's not that simple. It should be. You'd think it would be, but it's not. Like, I know, it makes all the sense in the world, right? Like, if you're searching for a job, I think they count that towards the employed. Like, you don't get counted towards the unemployment. If you're seeking for a job, you're not actively employed. You know, like, that doesn't make any sense, but that's one of the things they do to track that. Or, like, if you're working 3 jobs, then that counts as 3 currently employed. That doesn't, I don't know, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm not explaining that very well, but, like, my point is it doesn't make any sense how they actually track the unemployment, so they're able to kind of fudge the data and be like, yeah, look, the unemployment's super low right now. But then you look at the number of people that are applying for jobs, and it's, like, probably at an all-time high. So, the unemployment thing is just bullshit. But they do stuff like that. They keep going on about how the economy is so great, but then you go to the store and you're like, how the fuck does it cost $100 for a few, like, TV dinners and some ramen, like a case of water, I don't know, a couple of fruits and vegetables and stuff? Like, it's nuts. It doesn't make any sense. And this just doesn't, I don't see how this is sustainable. I don't see how this can just keep on going. Like, it feels like we're at like a tipping point where everything's about to fucking just fall apart. Maybe I'm being a bit of a doomer there, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see how this can just keep on going like this. It doesn't make any sense. Like, fucking everything is unaffordable these days. I don't know, man. How is this supposed to continue? What's going to happen with all of that debt once all the creditors finally go, hey, you need to pay up. You need to pay up, buddy. Like, they're going to do that eventually. And then, going back to the jobs thing, like, none of the jobs pay very well at all. Like, everyone just pays minimum wage. Then they keep raising the minimum wage, which then makes things more expensive. And then people demand a higher minimum wage, which then makes things more expensive. Like, that seems like that's how you get, like, a Zimbabwe kind of thing going on. And it kind of feels like we're going in that direction. But yeah, like, sometimes it seems like some of these places could pay more than minimum wage, but they don't. Like, say the trades, for example. I get it with the apprentices, like, they're new to the job and they don't really have much that they can bring to the table. I mean, you gotta train them and stuff like that, so I get why they don't want to pay them very much. But it's like, if you're in Seattle, for example, nobody's gonna want to break their back for fucking $18 an hour, which is not, I guess, depending on which state you're living in, stuff like that, that might sound like a lot, but here, that's next to nothing, right? I wouldn't be able to get by on $18 an hour. So it's like, I don't know, I did the trades for a little bit, and I was like, dude, I can't fucking survive on this. I'm supposed to do this for 4 years until I become a journeyman, and then I finally start making money? Like, I'd end up going homeless, which I might be about to right now anyways. So I guess it doesn't even matter. But honestly, it almost sounds like that would be ideal. Like, just live in my car for a few months and stack up money that way, because then I'd be saving $2,000 a month, that's for sure, at least. Like, I can't move back in with my dad because he moved out of state because he saw the direction things were going here. I don't even know if I can move in with my mom because she lives with her parents, and what, are we gonna have like a 3-generation house right there? I don't even know I don't think there's even enough room for all of us to stay. Like, I don't know. So it's like, should I just live in my car and save up and get a camper van or something and just get out of here? Find somewhere better to live? I don't know. How are people getting by these days? What are people doing that's actually allowing them to get by? 'Cause, I mean, I hear about people that are making more money than I do. They're struggling. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't really know what else to say. But I don't think things are going in a good direction at all. And it doesn't feel like things are going to get any better. I'm trying not to like slip into that, but just looking at what's been happening with all the prices going up and the wages not going up. Even though they say that they're going up, they're obviously not. And jobs being, like, basic fucking entry-level jobs being impossible to get into. What the hell's up with that? You know? I don't know. I think I'll just leave it there. I don't know what else to say.